Hello friends, in this video tutorial we discuss about the login logout using HTTP session. We simply create here 5 files: index.html, login.html, login servlet, logout servlet and profile servlet. My first file is index.html. In the index.html I creating 3 hyperlinks: login, logout servlet and profile servlet. My second file is login.html. In the login.html we simply provide the user ID and password, and when we click on the submit button it will redirect to the login servlet. In the login servlet we simply check the password. If the password is admin, then it will redirect to the profile servlet, and if the password is not admin, then it will redirect to the login.html. Again, my fourth file is logout servlet. When we click on the logout servlet, then we are log out from the application, and then we are not able to come to the profile servlet. We are simply able to come to the profile servlet when we are logged in servlet. Okay, let's see with the example. I simply click on the file, new, and then dynamic web project, and I simply write here session login logout demo, and then click on the next, and I check the generate web.xml deployment descriptor and then click on the finish. Okay, my project is displayed under the project explorer, and I simply explore my project and then right click on the web content and click on new and HTML file, and I simply giving my file name as index.html, and I simply using here the pre-formatted tag, and then I write here href equal login.html, and then close it. I write here login, and I take another anchor tag href equal /logout servlet, and then I write here the logout servlet, and then I take another anchor tag href equal /profile servlet, and then I write here the profile servlet. Okay, in this file I simply creating here the login, logout servlet and profile servlet. When we click on the login, then it will redirect to the login.html. When we click on the logout servlet, then it will redirect to logout servlet, and when we click on the profile servlet, it will redirect to the profile servlet. And then I save it, and again right click on the web content, click on new, and take HTML file, and I simply write here the login.html and then press enter, and I simply taking here the form tag and action equal /login servlet, and then I close it, and I write here the pre tag, and I write here user ID input type equal text, name equal user ID, and then close it. Password, and then I take the input type equal text, and name equal password, and then close it. Input type equal submit, and value equal submit, and then close it, and then save it. I simply using here the input type text, and I simply provide the user ID in the first text, and in the second input type text I simply provide the password. So we need to change here the password. I want it to password, and then I save it. When we provide the user ID and password and click on the submit, it will redirect to the login servlet simply, and then I save it, login servlet. And so we need to create a servlet, login servlet. I explore Java resource, and then I right click on the src folder and take a servlet. I write here simply the login servlet, and http servlet as a super class I am using here. Then click on the next. My servlet name is login servlet, and URL as a login servlet. Then click on the next. Various method displayed here, I simply check the do post and do get method, and then click on the finish. My servlet is created here, login servlet. It is extend from the http servlet, and I simply write here, or first of all I remove all the comment lines from here, and I also delete, and then I write here string user ID equal request dot request dot get parameter user ID, and I declare a second variable password, and then request dot get parameter, and I write here the password, okay, then semicolon. Okay, we simply see here we are getting the user ID from the user ID and password from the index.html file, and we store the user ID into the string variable user ID and password into the password variable, string variable. And I creating here the http session, and I simply passing the session as object, and then request dot get session, and then close it. You simply see here I am using the get session method that return the http session, and the http session object is a session, and then I click here, and then I am giving a condition password dot equals admin, then the session set attribute I am using here simply user ID, and I am also passing the user ID, okay, and then right here response dot send redirect dot slash profile servlet, okay, then save it here. You simply see here I am using the set attribute method that take the two parameters string name and object. I am passing here the string name as a user ID and the object as a user ID because I want to set the user ID into the session, and then I send redirect to profile servlet, and then come into the else part, and I write here response dot send redirect login dot html. Okay, and then save it. You simply see here in the else part means the password is incorrect, then it will send redirect to login.html. Okay, and then we need to create a profile servlet. I again right click on the src folder and take a servlet, and I simply giving the name as a profile servlet, and http servlet as a super class I am using here. Then click on the next. My servlet name as a profile servlet and also URL as a profile servlet. Then click on the next. Do post and do get method I checked here, and then click on the finish. My profile servlet is created here, and I simply delete all these comment lines from my file. Okay, and then press enter. Okay, I simply write here print writer out equal response dot get writer and then semicolon. I am using here the print writer class, and it's showing some error. I simply import the java.io because the print writer class inside the java.io package, and I simply declare out as a object of print writer, and get writer simply return the print writer object, and then press enter, and I write here http session, and I simply write here session equal simply I write here session equal request dot get session and then semicolon. You simply see here I am using the get session, and I write here the false. Get session method return the http session object, and I write here the false because we do not want to create a new session here. Okay, and then press enter, and after that I am providing here a condition session not equal null, means if the session object not equal null, then I declare a variable string user id equal session dot get attribute, and then I pass here the user id and then semicolon, and simply I write here string. Okay, you simply see here I am using the get attribute method. It will take user id as a parameter, and the session return get attribute return the object type. Then I am using here the string variable user id, so we need here to typecast the object into the string. Okay, and then I write here out dot print, and simply welcome to profile servlet, and then plus user id. Okay, and then else, and I write here response dot send redirect login dot html, and then I save it. You simply see here if the session not equal null, then it will print a message welcome to profile servlet and print the user id. If the session not equal to null, If the session is null, means it will redirect to the login.html for again login. Okay, I simply need here out.print, and I simply write here, taking our anchor tag a href equal href index.html, and then I close it. We need here to remove this tag, and I write here index. Okay, and then I save it, and I simply write here O and then save it. Okay, I taking a anchor tag for linking the index.html, because if the user simply come to the profile servlet, then it will click the index and go to the index file. Okay, and we need one file. Right click, new, and I take another servlet, LogOut servlet, and I am using here the HTTP servlet as a superclass. Then click on the next, and my servlet name is a LogOut servlet, and URL also LogOut servlet. Then click on the next. I simply check the do post and do get method, then click on the finish. Okay, my servlet file is created here, and I simply delete all the information from my servlet file, and then press enter, and I simply copy and paste the print writer and session, Ctrl C, and then I paste it. Okay, I paste it, and after that I write here session dot invalidate. Okay, and we don't need to write here false. Okay, no problem, and I simply write here out.print you are successfully logged out. Okay, and I simply create a link out.print. Okay, and then I write here anchor tag href equal index.html, and then I close it, anchor tag, and I write here index, and then I save it. Okay, my task is done. After that I simply right click on my project, run on server, and then click on the next, and I remove this information, this project, and click on the finish, and then OK. My index.html file displayed in the browser, and I simply click on the login. My login.html is open here, and I simply pass 123 and admin as a password, and then click on the submit. Welcome to the profile servlet, means you are going to the login, and login check the password as a admin and redirect to the profile servlet. you again need to click on the index and then click on the profile servlet. You are able to come profile servlet. You again click on the index and click on the logout, and a message print, you are successfully logged out, and again click on the index and click on the profile servlet. You are not able to come to the profile servlet because you need to again provide the user ID and password will be checked on the login servlet and it will redirect to the profile servlet. But when you click on the logout servlet, it will set the login as a null. So you are not able to come to the profile servlet. Thank you friends. Please subscribe my video and my channel. Thanks a lot.